Recent analysis by the Annenberg Public Policy Center on the ads that have been running from these outside groups. Now, these are groups that are called, ironically, social welfare groups, so that they don't have to disclose their donors, but in reality, they're, of course, political hatchet job groups. They've been running ads throughout this entire process, both in the Republican primaries and now that the general has in some ways begun, certainly against President Obama as well. So now, all of these that were studied were Republicans because so far no Democratic-leaning groups in this category have run any ads. Also gives you a sense of the mismatch too, because Republicans are perfectly willing to use this category that you're not supposed to use for political attack ads. For political attack ads, of course! So how much money have they spent so far? Well, the top four groups alone have spent $29.3 million just in that, about 6 month period there, as you see it, obviously, December of 2011 to June 2012, right? So, of that number, how much of it was spent on deceptive ads, not negative ads? Negative ads is overwhelming. We get that. Like, oh, he's a bad guy, whether it's Republican on Republican during the primaries or mainly against President Obama since. Not negative, deceptive. 85%. 85% of the money went to ads that were checked by four different fact check groups that are independent. You've got Associated Press, Washington Post, PolitiFact, and factcheck.org. And at least one thing in 85% of those ads was declared deceptive. So, gee, I wonder if all this money, secret money, giant amounts of money from the incredibly rich and from multinational corporations pouring into our elections is helping or hurting. Can anybody figure it out? I mean, let alone the fact that they buy these politicians. Sheldon Adelson alone giving $71 million, apparently, overall he's planning to give, and saying that he might, in fact, even give a limitless amount to the Republicans and Mitt Romney. He buys the politicians. That's problem number one. Problem number two is they use the money to flood the airwaves with lie after lie after lie. So in this particular case, who did it? Well, let's give you the list. We have Crossroads GPS. That is $10.3 million worth of ads. American Future Fund. These are the deceptive ads. American Future Fund, $6.4 million. Americans for Prosperity, $5 million. The American Energy Alliance, $3.3 million. Crossroads is Karl Rove's group. Americans for Prosperity is the Koch brother group. American Future Fund is a collection of right-wing douchebags, and American Energy Alliance is basically the oil companies. So they all get together, like I said, the incredibly rich and the multinational corporations spend 85% of the money on deceptive ads so they can elect Republicans. Hey, I'm sure that's got to help our democracy, and I'm sure those Republicans are independent and don't feel that they owe the Koch brothers or Sheldon Adelson or ExxonMobil anything after all of this money that they spend on their behalf. It's ridiculous. They're buying our democracy lock, stock, and barrel.